Okay, good evening, everyone. Want to give a special shout out to the class of 2021. Congratulations. We are very proud of you. We're so excited that you have made it to your senior year. You've taken that challenge that I gave you your freshman year, and you have made it. So we are so excited for you. Parents and guardians and special guests, welcome to our GCHS Senior Family Night. I am Janita Allen, the proud principal of Granville Central High School. And I want to just thank everyone for taking time out of your schedule tonight to attend this virtual event. Let me first say to our students and our parents and guardians, thank you. Thank you for your flexibility, your support, your patience. You name it, you have been the best in helping us to start an unprecedented school year with remote learning. I've been in education for many years. And of course, you know, this is the first for me. And so I do appreciate everything that you have done to help your student to transition into remote learning and attending their classes and making sure they follow up on turning in their work and this and that and the other. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Students, I thank you for leading the way at Granville Central High School. We will continue to move forward with learning, teaching, and leading, which is what we do best. I am so proud of you, students. Please know that your administrative team is here to support you in this journey from now until the end of the year. And so if there's anything that you need, students or parents, please reach out to us and we will do what we can to assist you. This evening, Mr. Waddy is not present with us. He's actually driving home this evening, but we do have our assistant principal, Mrs. Kelly Hellner, with us. So I'm going to pause at this time and give her an opportunity to say hello to you all.
I just want to say that this is an outstanding group of seniors. I am so proud of them. I'm so happy that you guys have made it this far. You really worked hard. And again, I just cannot say enough about, you know, how appreciative we are of you guys being as flexible as you can be this year. And just keeping up with everything and letting us know what's going on with you. We care about you. We miss you. And hopefully, you know, at some point during the year, we will get back to something that resembles normalcy. But we're real happy that you're here tonight.
Yes. So
All right.
thank you, Mrs. Breaker. I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, so this next screen will probably look a little familiar to you. Those of you who attended the Rising Senior meeting in the spring, but these are the 5 stages of the senior year roller coaster, and we're just gonna throw COVID in there somewhere. It's around one of those turns. But there are 5 stages. There's that uphill, if you imagine a roller coaster ride, there's that uphill, you know, just the anticipation of it all. And it's pretty slow at first. The forever ride through the first semester of senior year, pictures, and I don't know what homecoming will look like. That'll be a bit different. And then final exams. And then there's that big drop of second semester, bringing the crazy turn. There's more work. You're trying to, you know, get everything done your senior year. You got deadlines for scholarships. You got deadlines for college applications. If you didn't apply for early admissions. And then that's when senioritis kind of kicks in and you're just like, yeah, I'm over it. I'll be glad when graduation gets here. And, you know, then there's spring break. So it's kind of calm. You got an acceptance letter here, or a job offer letter if you're going, you know, into the workforce, a commitment to the military branch. And then the calm always comes right before the storm. I don't know if you ever noticed, it gets really calm and quiet right before a storm. That's how it goes with senior year. There's always a calm right before the storm. And that storm is usually emotional. You don't know what you want to do. You get some people panic, some people freeze. Some people are like just all over the place. You're already emotional as teenagers, but it's not just you, it's everybody who's ever been a teenager. And then, you know, you think about the sadness and excitement of senior year and graduation and 4 years of high school and how you guys started kindergarten together, you know, all that jazz. Senior cut day, yes, we know about senior cut day. It's not a secret. You are not the first class to do it. You better not cut school though.
I was just getting ready to say, Mrs. Breaker.
You better not cut. Cap and gowns come in, senior fees are paid, and that's when, you know, the ride starts to slow down, because that's when graduation day hits, and that's the end. So you want to start to prepare yourself for this emotional roller coaster, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen just the way I said it. Yeah, there'll be some COVID in between, but it's going to happen. And so you want to make sure that you're prepared and that you meet those graduation requirements. So what are those requirements? Ms. Bierman.
Okay, so if everybody, most of you guys who are seniors have probably seen this a million times, but if you take a quick look at the screen, to graduate from high school in North Carolina, you have to have 4 units in English, 4 math, 3 sciences, 4 social studies, and of course the all-important health and PE, and 12 electives. Mainly what you're looking for is that you get down to this total of 28 credits. So the math is always kind of a tricky issue. You have to have 4 math credits. The reason it's a little unclear is we make most freshmen take foundations of math, which does count as a math credit. So you can graduate from high school with just foundations, math 1, math 2, and math 3. But if you want to apply straight to a 4-year college, you need a 4th level math, which used to be most commonly advanced functions and modeling. Some of you possibly took that last year. This year, that would be math 4. But of course, there's also higher level maths like pre-cal and AP Cal. But anyway, 4 math credits to graduate. And then most students end up taking 2 credits in the same foreign language. Of course, the only foreign language that we offer face-to-face is Spanish, but we also offer French and American Sign Language through our online options. So if you've taken a language where it says 2, any combination, that is taken care of. If you have not taken a language, you will need to have a combination of 2 classes from either CTE, art, band. So like 1 CTE, 1 band, 2 arts, any kind of combination. But you do have to have all of those things that are listed there, and you do have to have 28 credits.
Okay. Next up, Ms. Helena, AP testing.
So most of you who are taking AP classes have already heard from me. I've jumped into a couple of Zoom sessions, and I've sent you probably, I don't know, 15 emails. Just to remind you that we are doing AP testing this year. If you took an AP test last year, you know that they continued to offer AP testing even when we were closed. So that will be the case this year. If you are taking an AP course in the fall, you are going to need to commit to taking your AP test. Even though the AP test doesn't happen until May, I have to know by the end of October whether or not you're planning on participating in AP testing. If you are taking a spring test, a spring class, then we'll talk about that. There's really no downside to taking an AP exam. If you're already taking the class, last year, AP College Board and the UNC, the 16 universities in the UNC system, decided that a 3, a 4, or a 5 would count for college credit for those schools in the UNC system. Previously, it was only a 4 and a 5. There's no cost to you to take the AP test unless you say you're going to take one and then you don't show up, and then it's $40. But if you want to take the test, it is free to you. North Carolina pays for all students to take AP tests. It is during the school day. It is not a Saturday, so you're not giving up your weekend. It will be during a regular school day, so no downside. I strongly encourage all of you to take AP tests if you are in an AP course.
All right. Next up, we're going to talk about Career and College Readiness Graduates called CCRG. This is a brand new legislation, and Mrs. Bierman is going to kind of talk to you guys about that.
Okay, so there was some legislation passed not too long ago. I remember I first heard about this whole thing probably about a year ago. So basically, the problem that the legislation is trying to solve is that students graduate from high school and are not always ready for community college work. Like a lot of students matriculate to community college, and they found that when they did the testing, a lot of students were having to start in the remedial kinds of classes in order to get them up to where they needed to be to have the skills to be successful in the community college classes. That being the case, the CCRG legislation came down. So basically, what it's going to mean for this year's seniors is if your GPA falls under that, falls in that range from 2.2 to 2.799, like if you have a 2.8, you will be exempt. But if you're anywhere from a 2.2 to a 2.799, if your GPA, your unweighted GPA falls in there, then you will need to complete the modules. There are ones that are for English and ones that are for math. So we are just starting to go to some of the trainings and stuff about how exactly we're going to make this work, how we're going to integrate it into the curriculum. So we're still kind of figuring out all the details, but we wanted to make sure that this information was out there. We, when we know something's coming down the pike, we want to make sure students and parents are aware. And I think we're probably not going to actually roll on any of this until January. So students who may be at the upper end of that GPA range, that might give you a little bit of motivation to do well in your classes this semester. So you'll be above that GPA range come January. But anyway, there are some exemptions for test scores or what have you that you may already have that would exempt you from taking these modules for CCRG. It gives there in the chart what your SAT score or your ACT score would need to be. If you have an SAT score or an ACT score at or above those scores listed, then you're going to get automatically exempt. Also, if we have any parents in the call whose students are occupational course of study, they will not be under the umbrella of CCRG.
Okay.
These are the AP scores that would exempt you from CCRG. So some of you upper level students who have already gotten a couple of these AP courses under your belt, if you got 3 or higher in one of these AP exams, you would be kind of automatically exempt.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Bierman.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move on to the senior haiku page. If you have not been to that page, please make sure that you find your way there. It is accessible through our school website. So if you go to the school website, you'll click on Programs and Services. And you'll see Counseling Department links. Once you go there, and this is really for anyone who wants to access it on the internet, but seniors, it's listed as a class in haiku for you. Click on Senior Class page. It'll take you straight to this page. There's a welcome, obviously, that's right here. But then if you see, there's an arrow that says announcements. So you'll see virtual college visits and tours, archived announcements. But I'm going to go ahead and click on the announcements page. So here's obviously family night, but here's some information about senior makeup pictures. On the far right, you'll see upcoming activities. So we're just going to kind of go through a few things that we want to make sure we highlight for you. Mr. Brown, our college advisor, sent out an email to seniors today about all the things that are happening this week. There's the CACRO Virtual College Exploration. You can sign up between now and October 9th to attend one of their sessions. Pfeiffer University will be here tomorrow, not here physically, obviously, but there'll be a virtual session tomorrow. But the important pages we really want you to focus on are the senior forms page. So if you need to request a transcript, you need to go to this form, click on the transcript request link. If you need a recommendation letter, you want to complete the brag sheet and you want to complete the request form. You only complete the transcript request and the recommendation request each and every time you need one of them. The brag sheet is done only once. If you have not completed the senior meeting form, because we are having senior meetings, you click here to complete that form as well. Those of you who are planning to go to college, you need to pay for it. So you want to click on the scholarships link. It's tons of information right here for you. Links to the scholarship bulletin. We update that quite often. So please make sure you click on that as well. Resources. Financial aid information is here. CFNC information is here. If you're not sure if you have a CFNC account, please check with myself or Mrs. Bierman. Do not create a duplicate account. We can always reset your password for you. Applying to college. If you have not taken the SAT and you would like to take the SAT, you would go to this link here. It gives you all the information that you need, including the administration dates for both the SAT and the ACT. They are both there for you. College application week is coming up. That link will be active very soon. If you're planning to go into employment after high school, here's a link to a presentation about building your resume, a career interest inventory, and some links to some job fairs and some open job positions currently. Parents, you're also more than welcome to utilize these links as well. If you're planning to play sports in college and you have not done what you need to do with Eligibility Center, here's a link here that goes through all of that as well for you guys. So please make sure that you take a moment to visit the senior haiku page. All right, let me go back. So let's talk about post-secondary options. Obviously, there are military, workforce, and college and university. So if you're thinking about the military, you want to think about which branch and option is best for you. You want to talk to more than one branch just to kind of figure that out. You don't want to just make a quick rash decision. You want to make sure that you're deliberate in your decision making. There is a military fair every year. We have it in November. We will still have it, whether we are, completely face-to-face or whether it will be virtual, but we will definitely still have our military fair. Talk with the recruiter. We have recruiters here tonight, this evening, so you definitely can speak with one of them when you signed up to attend. If you indicated military, then you will definitely be speaking with the recruiters this evening. If you're planning to go straight into the workforce, decide whether you want to go full-time or part-time plus trade school or part-time plus community college. That's always an option. So consider all those things, consider the classes that you take. And then, of course, if you want to go to a 4-year college or university, or you just want to go to a 2-year college or university, making sure that you are aware of what those schools are looking for. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into the breakout rooms so that you can actually speak with these representatives and professionals. So Mr. Brown, is there anything that you wanted to share with them before I put them into the breakout rooms?
No, nothing in particular. Just make sure if you are planning to apply for college, you speak with one of us so you can get on top of that. You're not necessarily behind or anything, but you will have to put in some work either daily or have a schedule out so you can get started on these applications. There's a couple things like the RDS, FAFSA, things that, and it, like sign up for your CFNC account or making sure you can log into it. Those things are going to have to be done in order so you can get ready for applying for college.
All right. So here's the funny thing. Now, I practiced the breakout rooms before we did this, but guess what I can't find? The breakout rooms. So just bear with me for a quick moment. Where art thou? Breakout rooms, where are you?
While you're doing that, may I just speak briefly and just talk to this little group about what Cam just talked about. Please don't wait till the last minute. There are a lot of things that you can do now to get yourself ready for when college application week comes. The FAFSA is it's a bear. There's a lot to put in there. You're going to need your parents to be with you to help you with some of the information because there's some financial stuff in there. So just prep for that. You cannot wait till the last minute to do some of this. Watch those scholarship deadlines. As a parent who is paying full tuition for 2 children, I really wanted my kids to pay attention to those scholarship deadlines because they can be helpful, and there's a lot of scholarships out there. I have not looked at the data in a number of years, but I can tell you that maybe 3-4 years ago, I heard a statistic that probably was fairly accurate, that there was $600,000 in unclaimed scholarship money just in North Carolina. That's $600,000 one of you could have used for college. Look for those obscure scholarships. Think about the things that are particular to you. With regard to your background, with regard to the things that you do, the things that you want to do, the schools that you want to look at. There's some very specific scholarships out there, and you may qualify for them, but you got to do a little of the legwork. Don't expect that it's just going to fall in your lap. There's a few things that you have to do, and ask for help. Reach out to your counselors. Reach out to Mr. Brown. There's a lot of information out there, and it's really hard to do it by yourself. That's why you have a team of counselors, college advisors, and ask if you know you want to go to a particular school. You can reach out to that school as well. There are a lot of people at the schools who will help you walk through some of this stuff. So just participate and work towards getting into the college that you want to get into and paying for the college that you want to pay for, that you want to go to, because your parents would really appreciate that. Cam, do you want to add to that, Ms. Bierman?
I was just going to say, when it comes to college, like that is one of the biggest investments that you're ever going to make, like buying a house, college. It's a super important decision. And I think sometimes students get in over their heads. They're, get nervous and keep putting it off. But the right way to go about this really is to do your research, hop on things early, make sure, you have an idea of where you're headed. Make sure that the schools that are on your top 5 or 10 list have the major that you're looking for, and that they have a fairly good program, and that you don't want to go to a college that, isn't strong for the major you're interested in. Make sure that before you make a final decision about what you're going to major in, you've done a few career interest inventories, some things to kind of tell you where your skills and interests lie. And that's one of the reasons that we usually, I'm not sure that we're going to get to that this year, but we usually give the ASVAB during assessment day, because that gives you a lot of really good information about where your skills and interests lie. But as far as completion of the FAFSA, for those of you who don't know, FAFSA is free application for federal student aid. That is the form that you have to fill out if you're going to get any kind of financial aid for college. And I would encourage absolutely every single person who is on this call, if you are going to go to college, even if it's community college, even if it's Lewisburg College, which is a junior college, any second step, college or university, fill out the FAFSA. I've had plenty of students and parents tell me, my family makes too much money. It's not going to matter. We're not going to get anything. I'm telling you, fill out the FAFSA. Like,
And do not discount community colleges, guys. I am a proud graduate of a community college. It is less expensive than a four-year university, and there's a lot to be said for going to a community college. And there are some particular fields that are very lucrative fields that only require an associate's degree or a two-year degree from a community college.
absolutely.
I think it's a good choice for a lot of people, and you know, there's some merit to going to a community college first. Sorry, my dog is whining.
Oh, yes, we're all dealing with some flexibility here. Anyway, so yes, I mean, you know, there's always that option, and Vance Granville's transfer program, what am I trying to say? College transfer program, where you go to community college for 2 years and then go to a four-year school, is excellent.
And don't forget about the military as an option to pay for school and to get you a skill set as well.
Right, absolutely. All of the branches provide programs where you could get college paid for, but I know the National Guard in particular has, you know, it is an option for students who know they want a four-year degree, know that they're looking at bachelor's degree for whatever they want to do for a career, but just don't have a way to pay for it. And there's, you know, lots of people in that situation, and it can really be a great option.
And I think we do have a military representative with us tonight, do we not?
Yes, I know Sergeant Sawyer of the Air Force was with us, and I was pretty sure Sergeant Mans of the National Guard was going to join us. Let me see if I see him yet.
Yep. I see our military people. I see the faces. Wave, guys. Hi, 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 hi. I see all of our military representatives. I'm a big advocate of looking at the military as an option because there are some great ways to pay for school. It's a great way to earn some money. It's a great way to learn a skill set. And there's a lot to be said for what you can get out of the military. So don't discount it. I think we have a student on here tonight who is actually looking at the military next year. Which I think is, you know, a great option.
Please bear with me. It's a lot of you guys on this call.
No, I think this is amazing. Look at this.
Like you guys
Look at this group of high achievers. I mean, honestly.
Too many people, that's a great problem to have. You know what I'm saying?
And Mrs. Long, if you want to go ahead and talk to them about cap and gown and graduation stuff, then you can go ahead and do that while I'm getting this situated.
Miss Long, you need to unmute yourself.
No, I'm
There you
having.
go.
Am I unmuted?
You are with us.
Ooh, yes. Okay. As far as graduation material is concerned, we get all of our things. All things graduation comes from Herff Jones. And the most important thing is that you order, whether you are graduating January, June, or August, that you order your cap, gown, and tassel right away. Now, why should you order it right away? The price goes up the longer you wait. You don't want to wait until the last minute because it could be $100. Right now, the price is $43 plus tax and shipping. Now you can buy a lot of other things from Herff Jones, all of the sweatshirts and t-shirts, you know, all of that stuff that says class of 2021. You can buy all of that, but the most important thing is your cap, gown, and tassel. You can also order a class ring from Herff Jones. You can go online to highschool.herffjones.com. I believe I sent everyone that information. It's also on the website. You can go there to order your cap, gown, and tassel. If you have any questions about material for graduation, feel free to call me or email me. My email address is very simple. It's long, LONGV, like victory, okay? And as far as class pictures are concerned, if you did not take a picture in August, you can take your class portraits on September 30th. However, you must have made an appointment. And to make that appointment, if you haven't done so already, you can go to schedule.prestigeportraits.com. That is also on the homepage of the website under the section that says Class of 2021 with the cap and diploma. It's very important. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me or email me.
Does anyone have any questions that you want to ask at this time?
I think I see Kevin Iliff has his hand raised.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
I just got the information for the cap and gown stuff, so that was great. Assessments for careers, I know you talked about that you might be doing that at a later time or maybe not this year. Do you guys have any good links for things so the kids can have ideas of what their best careers would be?
Good question. So there is a link on the career interest inventory on the senior haiku page, but
The other question, how do I get
the
there again?
career person will definitely, the career ladies will definitely talk with you all about that.
And
How
I
do
think
I-
maybe that's something that Ms. Rodabaugh can speak to a little bit with regard to work keys and career assessment.
You
and
guys had
CPE.
also shown us how to get into the link, I guess, for on the haiku page. You said you go to Granville Central, then where do you go? Because I wasn't able to follow along. You guys are pretty adept at getting there, but I'm not quite as quick. For the haiku page for everything for the seniors counseling.
So from the
You
school,
go to, I'm sorry.
oh, sorry, from the school webpage, you go to programs and services.
And where is that part? I guess that's the part that I missed was.
I think it's a link at the very top.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see that now. Thank you.
And then I think it says counseling department.
Meet counselors? Or
No,
link?
the next one.
Okay, I see the link. Okay. And then. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay.
And
Thank
of
you.
course, you can, Ms. Iliff, you can always call up to the school and speak to one of the counselors if you need some directions on, and questions and that kind of thing as well. You know that, right?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, awesome.
I think we're going to be having a junior meeting class sometime soon too, or rising soon, or.
Yes, we will. We'll let you know about that. So I'm ready now to go ahead and break you guys out into your rooms. So hopefully I did it right. And if not, I apologize. So we're actually going to get started on talking about financial aid. And Mr. Brown, our college advisor, is going to talk to you guys about that. And this will be the last little bit of what's left. Mr. Brown.
All right, good evening, everybody. So I'm just gonna give a quick little overview of financial aid. So it comes in different forms of applying for college. So there's loans, there's unsubsidized and subsidized. Subsidized is the one where it's interest incurring after graduation, like sometime after graduation, usually it's like 6 to 12 months. And then so you get that, and then after you graduate, it will start where you have to get interest towards that. And unsubsidized, whenever you get that loan paid out, it will start incurring interest at that rate. So then there's also grants. Grants are given by the school that you don't have to pay back at all. Just like money for you to use, whether it's for book, it might be a book for grant for a grant for books or a laptop or anything like that. And scholarships, kind of harped on earlier by everyone in the Zoom. Big thing. I'd say take your chances on scholarships. Do your research. I'm always here to help if you need help finding them, getting the process started, or writing to tell your story, whether it's something about your background, something about what you want to do in the future, anything like on those lines. I'm always available to help for that. So then parent information is required for FAFSA. So we encourage everybody to sign up for the FAFSA and complete it as early as possible so you can get the most money from the government so you don't have to pay so much for school. Like I said, school is very expensive. It can be very expensive for tuition. So definitely try to complete that early as possible. We'll have different nights for that to go over different, if you have any questions about FAFSA. It can be very complicated. I think Ms. Hellner said earlier, it is a lot of information that you'll need, taxes and things like that and information. So make sure you get started early on that. All right, so the RDS is the Residency Determination Service, proving that you're a North Carolina citizen. So everyone should have a CFNC account, or you can email Ms. Berger or Ms. Bierman to access your account if you need help, if you're not able to. But that's how you find the RDS, the application for it. We're also hosting RDS Help Nights this week. So from 4 to 6 for the rest of the week. So tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, you can come out if you bring your information. It's in the Zoom online. I'll send out another link for it, but you can come out and complete it literally within that one sitting. Most of the time, we get students done with within an hour. So we walk through it with you on an individual basis if you have any questions. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, feel free to email me. So we already went over the FAFSA. Opens October 1st. Must be completed by March 1st, but like I said, everyone is encouraged to get it completed as soon as possible when it opens. And that also makes you eligible to receive financial aid, loans, grants, and different scholarships. So all that is accessible after you do the FAFSA. Then there's for the events coming up to help with that, we have Cash for College Night. That's October 13th and October 14th for our Spanish-speaking families.
Slow down, Breaker. Ms. Bierman.
Okay, so College Board is the organization that is over SAT. They also do AP and a few other things, but so if you're looking to sign up for the SAT, you're gonna want to go to College Board's website. For ACT, if you prefer to take that one over the SAT for some reason, ACT.org is where you need to go. And like we said, CFNC is a fabulous resource for anything for anything that has to do with going to college, especially in North Carolina. So it lists right there some of the benefits, some of the things you can do on the site. If you or kind of feel like you're floundering and you don't know where to start, I would start at CFNC. Common App is a website that you can put in your information, your essay, everything once, and then any college that you apply through that site automatically gets it, which makes it kind of nice for me and Ms. Breaker, because we upload your resume once and write your letter of recommendation once and put it in Common App. And then if you apply to 10 schools, which some of you guys do, then, it just automatically sends it. So if that's an option for you, using Common App can really be good.
All right. And back to you, Mr. Brown.
So college application month is a little different this year with COVID going on. So week 1 will be it's all of October, but week 1's FAFSA and RDS. Kind of what we just went over. Week 2, you should be preparing to apply to your school or to your schools that you're looking into. Week 3 is college application week. So when you're actually submitting them, then week 4 is follow up. So different actions with that. Looking at what you may have to do or any other things with FAFSA or anything, making sure you have everything correct. So as a quick note about early action schools, so UNC Chapel Hill, Central, and NC State are due October 15th for early action. And then also college application week, the time when there's a list of schools from North Carolina that are free. That'd be from October 19th to 30th. They'll have free and some will be reduced. I'll send out a list. I think I did in the email earlier this week, but I'll send another one showing there's about 80, probably a little more than 80 schools that are participating in free application week. So be sure to be on the lookout for that.
All right. So making sure that if you are trying to get a job after high school or right before with the right plan, make sure that you are attending those field trips that Mrs. Rodebar probably spoke about in her breakout session, finding internships, attending our career readiness workshops, doing the career interest inventory that is on the on our senior haiku page. We are going to be doing something called Career Cafe, where we have professionals come in, or rather, meet with you virtually, but just making sure that we're providing all the different options for you guys so that whatever it is that you need, we are here to provide that and that assistance with you. So you have a to-do list between now and graduation. Take a screenshot, take your phone out, take a picture of it, whatever you need to do, but this is your to-do list. See it? All right. And don't worry, this is being recorded, so once we, edit out all the bloopers and mishaps and the long pauses, we'll post the link for you guys. But this is your to-do list. And then here is a list of resources for you. There's a fit and match worksheet, and you can access it by going to this link. There's something called Swift Student. So once you do start to get your financial aid award letters, this is a free financial aid resource where they help you with basically, let's say you just, maybe your parent lost their job in the midst of COVID, or maybe, your family situation changed, or you think that you should get more money. They help you with essentially doing what is that word called?
An appeal.
Thank you. An appeal for your financial aid award. There's NC Assist Loan, and those are education loans for students and parents. The North Carolina 529 plan, which is a national college savings plan, CFNC, and then there's summer MELT counseling, which is done once you graduate. So even though you may no longer be a student at Granville Central High School once you graduate, we're still here, or me rather, in the summer to help you with getting to and through college. So those are the resources. If you have any questions, please feel free to either email us or schedule an appointment with myself, Ms. Bierman, or Mr. Brown. And I see, Mr. Moore, you have your hand raised. How may I help you, sir?
Do you have any idea about early graduation yet?
Are you talking about a date for early graduation?
Yes.
The only reason why we're kind of trying to get an idea is because he's already committed to Marines, so he's already got a shift date. So we're trying to figure out, make sure that we don't miss graduation.
Yes, there has been a date that has been kind of thrown around, and I'm not 100% sure that that is absolutely the date that has been chosen. As soon as I know the finalized date for winter graduation, I will let you guys know, but it's definitely going to be in January.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we let you go? We do apologize for being 10 minutes behind. Nope.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Oh.
So I registered to take the SAT, and I met with Miss Bierman about that, and she told me that they was going to refund me, and they did refund me. But I wonder, when am I going to be able to take the SAT?
She said, when will she be able to take the SAT, Ms. Bierman?
Well, yeah, we will not be giving the SAT at Granville Central High School for the October date. Although I have heard, I believe Webb might be giving it, but I'm sure it's probably too late to sign up for the October date anyway. But I would think whatever the next date is, there's probably one in November. They've been adding dates since, so many got canceled. So if you go back on the website and register for the next available date, I'm thinking more and more test centers are probably going to be opening.
I have a question.
went to the website for the cap and gown to order it, and all I can see is packs. Like, it doesn't give me the opportunity to buy the one that she said was $4 or $43 and some odd cents. I don't see that at all. I only see ones that are 131, 100 and
Those are the ones they like you to buy?
those are the ones they want us to buy, but I'm not able to see the others. When you bring it up, you go, it says, what are you looking for? And you say graduation products, which is fine. You put in your school name. And then it comes up with, do you want to go to are you looking for cap and gown? Are you looking for, sorry, I'm putting it in again so I can, Granville Central High School, and you put in the year, and then you go to shop grad projects. And then from here, it brings you to a thing that says, start by selecting your cap and gown below, but then it's they're only grad packs. I don't see anywhere where what she was talking about, like to just get the cap and gown.
If
Okay,
like you continue like clicking through that, it should go to like invitations and stuff. If you keep clicking through, you don't have to select one. It should just have like individual like things that you can get and not like bundles.
So if I hit, after they showed the bundles, because I did try this, I went to announcements and accessories. So
Yes, you just gotta keep clicking through, and it should like eventually you should see individual like things that you can buy.
Yeah, that's how he explained it in the presentation.
Okay, tassel. Okay, so there's a tassel, and then is there anything specific, or is it just gonna bring up one male or female?
no, it's the same cap and gown.
Oh, I see it.
You just need to have your height and weight and cap size.
Okay. And I assume it tells us how to do a cap size, because I'd have no idea. Just saying.
If you, I think they have some instructions on the website as well as to how you would measure the student's head to get the proper cap size. But if you want to pick up a packet from the school, there is a
measure
device in there that you can use to measure.
Okay, it's probably calipers. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Brianna, you had your hand raised.
Oh yes, I was also gonna say that today I went ahead and tried to do the ACT, and mine was scheduled to go to Webb on October 3rd. So like if you go to the senior page and like where it's ACT and SAT, it will show you like the dates and like how you can sign up. And I think I signed up through CFNC. I think I signed up through there. But it should give you like days when it should be scheduled.
Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Trevor, you had your hand up.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Hey, it's Trevor's mom.
Hey.
Okay. So we have a question. We're getting a lot of applications from colleges that say, like, this year it could be test optional because of COVID, and like Trevor signed up for the SAT in June and it got postponed twice, and I think he's in the same situation. I don't think I've been refunded. He just keeps getting it canceled. But when you go to the application, it says, have you taken like the ACT, which they took it, in February.
Right.
They hadn't had an opportunity to like do better. And so I guess my question is, like, do they have to put their test score if they've taken it, if the schools are saying it's not necessarily a requirement?
That's such a great question.
Right? And
So
I didn't want to ask it, but I'm thinking it's going to help other people.
it will. So you want to consider the school, and you want to consider your match to the school. And if it will, be in your best interest to, just because the test optional doesn't mean you should opt to not share your test scores. It just really depends on what your test score is, with the school. That's such a, it's a double-edged sword, probably. Would any of our college reps like to tackle that question?
Yeah, I don't mind. Um, just coming from a UNC system school perspective, we are moving to a test optional university. So, with that being said, we will evaluate your academic transcript as sent in. And if you do want to send in the ACT score, you can. Like she said, it's up to you. But like she said, it is something that you want to take into account depending on the test score and what you made. If it's a good academic score, I would definitely recommend sending it in, especially if it qualifies and meets the requirements of the university that you're looking into. I would definitely recommend sending it in because most universities are test optional in the UNC system, but some of those universities are still looking at some of those test scores when it comes to scholarships requirements. And then some of those universities are not looking at some of those test scores when it comes to scholarship requirements. So depending on the scholarship, those ACT or SAT test scores may be required and then may not be required, but I would just send it depending on the test score and what are the requirements that meet that specific university that you're looking into.
I can concur because at North Carolina Central, we are still requiring your test scores for any merit scholarships. They're just not required for admissions.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the best option would be if you haven't had the opportunity to retest yet, you might want to consider looking into retesting sometime in the fall, especially if you're looking at early application deadlines or those scholarships, those merit-based scholarships, because it's not, like they said, it's not required for admission, but it may be required for that scholarship.
But also as a note, keep up with the individual universities that you're interested in, because even as the COVID-19 just wrecks all of our lives, the adjustments that are made for testing, it's done on it just depends on how many testing sites are still available. So if they continue to cancel the tests, then most likely the UNC school system will continue to put in our testing waiver, because that's what it is for a lot of us. For the fall, for the spring, and for the summer 2021 terms, it's a testing waiver. And so we don't have to require testing for your admissions.
Thank you. Seth, you had your hand raised.
We have a quick question about super scoring, of course. If, of course, he's taken the ACT twice, so if when a college application asks you to put in your grades for each section, and you submit it, do we need to submit both scores because some scores are higher on one test than the other, or will ACT automatically super score and send it to that college?
No, ma'am, ACT will not automatically super score. In order for us to do so, we will have to receive all testing information.
You send both, ask ACT to send both of them.
Yes, ma'am. Even if you do report the higher scores on the application, we still have to verify it with ACT.org or SAT for those that took the SAT in order for us to super score. We have to have those in hand from the administrator.
Okay, and do you suggest putting when you actually are filling it out, putting the higher score from both tests?
No.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I just want to make sure.
All right, Kayla. And before Kayla asks a question, if at any time anyone wants to exit the meeting, you are, by all means, you may exit. But if you want to stay to hear the questions that are being asked, because you know they might pertain to you, stay. We're here.
Okay, so my question is, what ACT score is a good score? That's what I really want.
College reps don't want to take that one on, I guess.
No, in all honesty, I just don't remember because we haven't done it in a while, but our minimum is a 17 or an 18. 17, it's a 17, that one.
17.
And that's the same for ours. Ours is a 920 and a 17. Now, like she said, as the test scores or COVID goes along throughout this year, if they're canceled, we'll probably make modifications to those in terms of admission. But I would definitely look on your university of preference website, because it's usually 9 times out of 10 it'll have that on the website for you what the recommended score is.
And I think here I would say something about schools, what's it called, freshman profile. Can you guys speak to that a little bit about how that might help a student determine whether a school is a good match? You know what I'm talking about? Where it gives you the I guess the middle 50% of GPA and SAT scores of incoming freshmen.
Oh, we just call it something different on our campus. It's like, ooh, I don't know what she means. But so yes, we just recently did our census. Most universities in the UNC school system, our census was delayed because of COVID-19 and getting our numbers in for the current class. Most of what you'll see for our freshman profile is for the year before us. But our averages, I had it around here somewhere, but the average is a 19 on the ACT, a 3.2 GPA, and a 10 on the SAT.
All right, any other questions? All right, so we're gonna close the Q&A. And if you think of some questions, by all means, send them to Mrs. Bierman or myself or Mr. Brown, and we will forward them to the admissions reps. And that is all for tonight. Thank you guys so much for attending. Thank you for being flexible and patient. Have a wonderful evening. Brianna, you had a question?
Hi, this is her mom. I just had one quick question. What's the difference between the weighted GPA and the unweighted?
Good question. Weighted includes honors and AP courses because they have a different weight. So honors courses get an extra half quality point, and AP courses get a whole quality point. So if you got an A in a class that was an honors class, instead of getting 4 points, you would get 4.5 points. And if it was an AP class and you got an A, instead of getting 4 quality points, you'd get 5 quality points.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a way to, I know on Power School, I think it has is it weighted on Power School? At the bottom?
We'll have both.
It should be both on Power School?
I know it is on the transcript. I don't know if this.
No, what they see on what they see at the bottom of the screen on Power School, I think is their weighted GPA. It's not unweighted. It's the weighted. But we can always give you a copy of the transcript if you want it.
Yeah, okay, and most colleges, are they looking for the weighted one or the unweighted?
Weighted.
Most often weighted.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, weighted is what we use to determine valedictorian, salutatorian, and also class rank.
Yes.
Always weighted.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the meeting and stop the recording. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us this evening. Have a great night.
Thank you.